2006, two Indian fishermen lost their way and found themselves on the island. They were immediately killed by residents of the island. Not much is known about the island, other than this incident, due to the lack of tolerance of outsiders, as well as the many forests that cover most of the island. This news is about the North Sentinel Island known as the Forbidden Island, which is a small island in the Indian Ocean the size of Manhattan. Owned by the government of India, visitors are not allowed within 3 miles of the island for their own protection. The indigenous people of North Sentinel Island do not take kindly to outsiders, as they're used to the seclusion of their own island. North Sentinel Island in the Bay of Bengal is home to one of the last isolated and uncontacted tribes in the world, hunter-gatherers called Sentinelese tribe. We are going to tell you few stunning facts about the Sentinelese tribe that will surprise you. Number 8. The first expedition to the North Sentinel Island. In 1880, Maurice Fiddle Portman, a British naval officer and colonial administrator to the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, led an expedition to North Sentinel Island. Portman went into the island searching for Sentinelese. He found many deserted settlements full of shells. Later they found a family of 6 and kidnapped them. There were 2 adults and 4 children. He took them to the nearest major city. All the natives soon fell sick, and the adults died. Portman hesitated and soon returned the 4 children back to the island's shore, and despite the diseases the children might have carried, the tribe survived. After that, he ended the experiment, calling it a failure. Number 7. National Geographic documentary team's visit to the island. In 1974, a National Geographic documentary team went to the island. As the crew approached the shore, the Sentinelese emerged from the jungle and shot arrows at the boat. The crew landed at a safe point and left some gifts, including coconuts, aluminium cookware, a live pig, and a doll. It was seen that the Sentinelese ate the coconuts happily, but killed and buried the pig and the doll. Later, the Sentinelese launched another round of arrows. One of the arrows struck in the thigh of the director. The film crew had to turn back. Number 6. Story of John Allen Chau. John Allen Chau, a brave and determined investigator of the island, was killed as recently as 2018 by the tribe. Hoping to introduce Christianity to the islanders, Chau traveled illegally to North Sentinel Island. The fishermen took him to within around 500 to 700 meters from the shore in their boat. Chau continued his journey alone in a canoe. Later that day, he came back to the boat with arrow injuries. The Sentinelese people broke his canoe, and Chau had to swim back to the fishing boat. He went to the island again on next day. Later, the fishermen reported seeing the Sentinelese people dragging Chau's body around. The police then arrested the 7 fishermen who assisted Chau in reaching the island. Number 5. Visiting the North Sentinel Island is prohibited by the Indian government. The Andaman and Nicobar Islands Protection of Aboriginal Tribes Act of 1956 declared the entire island and the waters surrounding the island up to 3 nautical miles as a tribal reserve and exclusion zone, prohibiting visitors from visiting the island or making any attempt to interact with the people there without permission by the Indian authorities. This law was established to protect the people in North Sentinel Island from coming in contact with modern diseases to which they have not developed immunity, as several neighboring tribes have suffered destructive impacts due to such incidences in the past. Number 4. Findings about lifestyle of Sentinelese tribes. The lifestyle of the tribesmen is very unique. They still hunt and gather food in the forest. They'd also use coastal water as a means for seafood. They are found living in large shared huts or in a small hut which has space for only one nuclear family. The women wear some sort of strings made out of fiber around their waist, neck, and head. Men wear the same kind of strings, but with a thicker waist belt to support the weapons. As observed from a distance, the islanders look strong, vigorous, and healthy. To try and get the exact number of people on this island is quite a task. The only best way is to guess, and thence they have been estimated to be around 50 to 400 individuals. Number 3. The Sentinelese people have refused any contact with the outside world. Inhabitants of North Sentinel Island are one of the few uncontacted tribes left in the world completely untouched by modern civilization, and are believed to have been there for around 60,000 years. The tribe doesn't have friendly relations with outsiders and are staunch protectors of their homeland. Previous attempts to contact the tribe was welcomed with showers of spears and arrows. Some might even call them the most aggressive uncontacted tribe on Earth. Number 2. Sentinelese are still believed to be living in the Stone Age. They use bows and arrows to catch seafood and hunt. They live in community huts made from straw and leaves. The use and origin of fire among the Sentinelese people is a topic of debate. While some believe they don't know how to create fire, others believe they create fire by rubbing stones or by preserving the fire that they obtained from a lightning struck. The arts of metalworking and agriculture are unknown to them, but they have switched from all wooden arrows to metal-tipped arrows by using metal scavenged from a ship that ran aground in 1981. Number 1. Effect of the modern world problems on the Sentinelese tribe. The Sentinelese are one of the last isolated hunter-gatherer tribes in the world. Their existence on Earth is limited because of climate change, waste, technology, and much, much more. They need more protection than just a law and a boundary. They might have survived deadly diseases and an earthquake, but the ones to come are deadlier than both of them combined. The Indian government must protect them come what may. They are extremely vulnerable to all sorts of diseases and viruses, mostly COVID-19 as it spreads like a wildfire. Like many mysteries of the world, it is still a mystery how they survived an earthquake, how after the 4 diseased children Portman kidnapped returned the tribe still survived, and how they are managing their lives on secluded island. We might never know what lies under the heavily covered forests of the island. It could be a civilization, aliens, or even technology. Please share your views about this video in the comments section. Do hit the notification bell for more interesting videos from around the world. We at Find Travel carry out a lot of research and talk to officials, residents, and travel guides to give you information that is true and accurate to help you find the best locations in the world where you can settle or visit. We are committed to providing you with the best possible information about pros and cons of different places around the world, so you can make an informed and sensible choice about where to reside or settle. Thanks for watching. Eat, sleep, travel, and stay calm.